Selena is bleeding profusely from a single gunshot.
And she's telling me that she's in room 158 and that she's been shot, and she mentioned Yolanda.
She's struggling, she cannot breathe.
Motel staff give the 911 operator a description of Yolanda. A patrol officer is just a block away. He rushes to the motel. The officer enters the parking lot and comes face to face with an armed Yolanda Saldivar.
Stop the car! Stop the car!
I saw the truck. The officer was right in front of the truck with his gun drawn.
Turn it off!
Yolanda hesitates.
Get out of the car! Turn it off!
She pulls into a parking spot just opposite the lobby and brings the .38 revolver, the same one she used to shoot Selena, up to her temple.
She never made it out of the parking lot. She parked and put the gun to her head.
Inside the lobby, hotel manager Ruben De Leon and his staff fight desperately to save young Selena's life.
Stay with us, stay with us, stay with us, that's it.
She was not doing well. She's there just never blinking. She's just staring at me. She just started getting slower at breathing and talking to me, and just, you know, put my hand on her hair, just telling her she's gonna be fine. I think I already knew what was about to happen.
She can't, she's struggling here, come on.
I told her, don't close your eyes, don't close your eyes.
Hey, what else can we do?
Next thing you know, she just rolled her eyes back. I just saw white, and she went limp.
The last words she spoke on earth, this beautiful voice that had entertained so many people, the last words she spoke was the name of the person who shot her.
Yolanda, her trusted friend, her ultimate fan.
It was chaos when I rolled up on the scene. There was patrol officers everywhere, SWAT people arriving.
It's almost 1 p.m., and Yolanda Saldivar has been locked in her truck for over an hour.
Sometimes she would change hands, but most of the time she sat with the gun up to her head.
It's up to police negotiator Larry Young to coax the suicidal, armed woman to safety. Yolanda's truck is surrounded by the heavily armed Corpus Christi SWAT team. Patrol officers block off the street outside the motel and create a perimeter around the truck.
It's like a chess game. Your moves are very important.
To establish a line of communication with Yolanda, the SWAT team runs a phone line to the truck. When Yolanda answers the call, she's hysterical.
I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it.
Her emotions were very high. She just kept saying she didn't mean to hurt her. You know, she was her best friend. She loved her.
I was trying to show her the gun. I was telling her, Selena, I'm gonna kill myself. And as I pulled it out, it just went off because the barrel was back. I got this gun to kill myself.
If she wanted to say it was an accident, that's fine. She said she did it on purpose, that would have been fine too.
Detective Young is not concerned with Yolanda's guilt or innocence. His job is to protect the public from an irrational armed suspect. He wants to get Yolanda out of the truck alive, but there's no guarantee.
As a negotiator, you don't put blame on anybody. You know, when you're actually into a person's problem, into their crisis, it becomes your crisis too.
Hundreds of stunned Selena fans and media begin to arrive at the motel.
Officials say the shooting of 23-year-old Selena Quintanilla Perez at the day.
Over the phone, Detective Young hears Yolanda's car radio. She's listening for an update on Selena's condition.
Corpus Christi, Texas this morning, singer Selena.
Detective Young suddenly realizes the last time Yolanda saw Selena, she was running away from her, injured, but very much alive.
You really don't want a suspect to know that the other person's passed away, because it changes the dynamics of everything.
If she finds out Selena is dead, Yolanda will have nothing left to lose. She could kill herself or open fire on the gathering crowd.
We were talking to the radio station to try to cut that out. You're not going to be able to tell her to turn the radio off. She's not going to do it.
But the news that Selena is dead is just too big to keep under wraps.
The 23-year-old Grammy winner was shot to death.
She just completely just lost it.
Coming up.
She knew it was not going to end favorably for her.
March 31st, 1995. Latin pop star Selena Quintanilla Perez has been shot dead at a Texas motel. Her killer and president of her fan club, Yolanda Saldivar, is barricaded in her truck on the verge of committing suicide. On the phone with police negotiators, Yolanda is defensive and hysterical.
I didn't mean to do it. When I put this in my head, she opened the door and said, Selena, close that door. And when I did that, the gun went off.
I thought that she would really shoot herself. When she looked around, she saw all these, guns, SWAT team, media everywhere, and citizens all over the place. And she knew that it was not going to end favorably for her.
The news of Selena's murder has broken on the radio. Yolanda Saldivar is now one of the most hated people in Texas.
I think that's where we actually started building a stronger rapport with her at that point, because she needed somebody with her.
Finally, just after 9:30 p.m., more than 9.5 hours into the grueling negotiation, Yolanda relents.
She says she's going to get out. That she'll go with me and me only, and I need to come out and get her.
Still, it's a high-risk surrender of an armed, irrational subject.
We normally don't do that. Normally don't walk out into a situation. So there was higher stakes.
Detective Young approaches the truck. For Young, it's an unnerving 50-yard walk to reach the woman who's still holding the gun that killed Selena.
She got out.
In an instant, the SWAT team moves in and grabs Yolanda.
She's patted down. At that point, we got in the patrol car. And she asked several times, Was Selena really dead?
Detective Young turns Yolanda over to the Corpus Christi Homicide Unit. Now it's up to them to unravel what happened inside room 158. In an interview room at police headquarters, Yolanda is read her rights. She declines a lawyer. Detectives encounter a very different woman than the one who was barricaded in her truck. Yolanda is now calm and cooperative. And her demeanor isn't the only thing that's changed. So has her story. According to Yolanda, this is what really happened just 12 hours earlier. Just before noon, Selena arrived at room 158 at the Days Inn to retrieve financial records from Yolanda, her once trusted friend and employee.
Yolanda, we need to talk. Thank you for coming.
Yolanda brings her into the room.
I want to talk to you first. Just listen to me.
Selena tells her, Yolanda, this is it. We're done. I want my records.
You don't need you don't need them.
When Yolanda refused, that's when Selena said, Yolanda, you can't work for me anymore. In fact, we can't be friends.